All right, hey, good morning, everybody. There I am. What's up? I think the microphone's working today. Told you I'll get this figured out before hurricane season. Hey, there's softball Dina Ladd. What's up, Tony? What's up, Tony? Good morning, Linda. Thank you for being a supporter. So we got storms rolling in. I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds. Kind of shocking. I know the SPC yesterday showed early in the morning they didn't show much risk at all for storms in Florida, and then the afternoon update, bam, it went to yellow, which is an increased chance for storms. Hey, what's up, everybody? So we got it rolling in. It's right on the coast, and we got more storms brewing south. So I was a little surprised this morning to wake up and look at the radar and see some big thunderstorms out there. So they're coming. Good example of not putting all your eggs in one basket, because the NAM high resolution model and the HRRR really didn't show this yesterday. So there we go, Bobby. Yeah, there's beaches. Hey, what's up, Raymond? Raymond James, what's cooking? Emma, yeah, we're just getting ready for hurricane. We're going stir crazy. What day is it today? I don't know. What day? I don't know. I still got my same Princess cup though. I tell Julie, don't wash the cup because I'm going to use it the next day. What's the point of washing a coffee cup when you're just going to use it the next day, right? It's already got coffee in it. Hey, I like that, Chris. I saw that yesterday, buddy. So let's show the weather. We got a little weather going on in North Carolina too. So let's talk about that. There it is. We have this frontal line. We showed this yesterday. This is not the storm that is going to be impacting everybody tomorrow. What's cracking? What's up, Chris? Hey, Linda. Yeah, Tallahassee getting rain. That's rain, Donnie. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Shauna? Blair? Shawnee? But yeah, Carolina's also in Virginia here getting this part. So we got this little bit of a front here that the storm chances are up for Carolina too. So let's show you that. Marginal risk here for Eastern Carolina, and that's happening here this morning too. There's our risk for Florida today. And I need to point out tomorrow's risks are increased a little bit. This is for tomorrow. Now tomorrow we have a low pressure. Kathleen. Look at that. It looks like a bandit looking at you. Looks like Spider-Man. But this is tomorrow's risk. Hey, Denise. What's happening? Stephanie. Trish. So this is something. Okay, so the number one thing I read on Twitter is everybody's like, this is not going to be the outbreak that we saw on Easter. Okay. That's dangerous because we could still have tornadoes. And of course, one tornado can ruin your world. So don't get caught up on reading anything that says this is not last Sunday. Well, you don't care if there's 120 tornadoes if you get one tornado. So the threat's there. They're talking about it. In fact, we have a hatched area up tomorrow for tornadoes. So that's generally something you don't scoff at. So that's going to be happening tomorrow into tomorrow night. So pay attention to that along the upper Gulf, okay? This is tomorrow. And they mention severe weather, including tornadoes, winds, and hail. So that's tomorrow. And we also have the outlook now. We talked about this too. There really wasn't anything showing up on Monday, but now it is. So anybody along the coast tomorrow, Monday, this is more for Monday morning because the storms are going to roll through Sunday night into Monday morning. This is for Monday. So your threat will be Monday morning. All right, so let's talk about today. Not talking about tornadoes today. So generally with these tornadoes, you get a big dip in the jets, a big component of tornadoes. So this system that we're watching, in fact, here it is right here. Let's take a look at it. This is tomorrow. This is going into tomorrow. There's our low pressure developing. Kind of hard to see, but you get the idea. This is, 1,000 millibar. There's a low pressure. It escapes off the Carolina coast on Monday morning. There's a 990 low pressure system. So we're not seeing that big dip in the jet stream like we saw last weekend. So we're not getting all that huge amounts of shear that created that massive outbreak. Patricia, yeah, it's like, is the water half full or half empty? But they are saying tornado threat. So there's my wife. I got to turn my thing down. She always. How does Julie works at Publix? How does she always know? What's up, Zelda? She always texts me during these things. So So Monday morning risk, low pressure off the East Coast. You're going to be extremely windy and storms Monday morning again. Here's that little line. It probably not going to make it much impact through Florida as far as rain goes. This is 987. You can see it deepening as it nears Nova Scotia later Monday. And here's a Euro showing the same thing. There's our low pressure developing. Boom, 998 over Georgia. There it is off the coast. And there is it deepens. So maybe some rains Monday for the Florida Peninsula, but that's it. So, all right, back to today. What's cooking today? All right, so here's the infrared radar. It's pretty booming. This is overnight. You can see we had a lot of convection overnight. Starting to get some firing now with daytime heating. Hey Ruth, yeah, this is sneaking up. Yes, Eddie, good point. Oh, here's Louie. Let's say hi to Louie, and I'll see what you guys are talking about. Louie actually walked over. Hey, buddy. Emily's sleeping in, so he doesn't have anybody to go sleep. So there's Louie. Say hi, everybody. Look, there's King Louie. I know most dogs wag their tails when they're excited. Well, I learned that Frenchies, or at least this Frenchie, their ears go back when they're happy, and it's always cool because that means he's happy, right, buddy? You excited? You like sitting with Daddy? He's awesome. He gets jealous. I used to think that he just liked me, but I think he gets jealous when I work on the computer. So bring it on. Yep. Hey, Crystal. Louie, what's up? What's up, Michelle? All right. So here was that infrared last night. And what we're getting now, we're getting these storms pop up. Pretty good firing. Let's go to the National Weather Service radar currently because these things get a little action as they near the coast. It's just one. Let me see, one blob. There we go. All right, so there we go. Let's put it in motion. You can see it coming fast, but we're starting to get some storms develop south of the main line. Again, they're not mentioning the tornado word. They're just mentioning severe storms. However, anytime the SPC has yellow or dark green, there's always that chance. So watch these lines. Here's Clearwater. This is where I live. This is Spring Hill. They're getting the brunt of it. Homosassa. They're getting it really, really quick. All this line here is starting to develop a little bit, and it's going basically east. So St. Pete northward, this little line will be getting to you guys here soon. And then even out here, we're starting to get a second wave of rain. Let's see if we can see it better. What can we look at? I got all this cool stuff, and I never know what to click. What can we see out here? Because the Doppler radar, usually I just look at infrared. I mean, infrared's a good thing. In fact, let's look at some infrared. Let's look at some current satellite imagery. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Sandy Snodgrass. Later today, Stacy. No, this line is throughout the day. I mean, it's going to end. It's going to end tonight, but then we have a secondary wave forming along the upper Gulf Coast. Here's what the current. Let's pull this sucker up big time. Here's all right. So we'll just look at that. This is the current satellite. This is IR satellite. Hey, Jay Michael. I don't know. Hey, Terry. Y'all be safe. You got that right. So yeah, this is a weird setup because like I said, we don't. These are more straight line coming across. We're not seeing a big dip in the jet to create a lot of instability. And again, the official wording from the Storm Prediction Center, they don't mention the word tornado. They just say severe thunderstorms over central and southeastern Florida. So that's good. But I'd still pay attention to the line as it rolls through. And it's coming. And there's a second. There you go. See? Tornado cannot be ruled out. See? That's cannot be ruled out. Even though you don't see a tornado watch. Cannot be ruled out. Especially over central Florida, where the shear will be the strongest. And that's happened many times in Florida. Once there's a little bit more stability coming in off of the Gulf sometimes before they get get more instability over Central Florida. So, like I said, just pay attention to these lines for sure. All right, let's take a look at a couple questions. Who mentioned the gutter? Yeah, I know I did the gutter too. All right, here's your one radar we can look at. This is future radar. This is basically about right now. The NAM really didn't predict it. That's where I'm saying you can't always look at everything. But here's the storms tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell. There's the low pressure. I mean, this is tomorrow. It could be later tomorrow night. But the storms tomorrow for sure. 8 a.m. They're going to start brewing tomorrow, and they're going to slowly move their way. This is a secondary system. More storms possibly overnight. Could be overnight. I've heard that a lot. And then they'll make their way to the coast on Monday morning. This is 6 a.m. So definitely something to watch overnight. Let's take a look at the supercell composite. It's pretty hefty. Look at that. So this, we showed this yesterday, but this is one image that shows the chances for severe storms, and it's popping pretty good. So this is your 5 p.m., but this is basically supercell composite. Not exact science, but this is your Monday. This is Monday morning, 6 a.m. But supercells produce tornadoes. They can produce tornadoes. All right, there you go, Joe. What's up, Kathy? I got a lot of supporters on there. Thank you, guys. I made a new supporter video, too. So if you're interested in being a Facebook supporter, I made one with Louie now, just saying it's like tipping your bartender. But right there, come as a supporter. Because you guys are the best. Definitely. All right. Wanted to give an update. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, so the beaches are open in Florida, but guess what? Not a good beach day today. And apparently, my wife works at Publix. And, hey, Melissa, I'll talk about that. So apparently Publix employees are going to be required to wear masks now, my wife said. So, everybody stay safe. Ready to get back to normal here. It is dark. I'll go back to bed. I might go storm chase. All right, so hurricanes. So we had, Melissa, let's talk hurricanes. So North Carolina State's another weather guru in the industry. They came out with their predictions yesterday, and they went even higher than everybody else. They went to 18 to 22 storms, named storms. That's a lot. And that's pretty much everybody. Everybody's predicting higher hurricanes. And I used to think, I don't know, they were hogwash. But I think you have enough years now of average systems that you base every year's predictions. You start out with average numbers, and then you look at the conditions that produce hurricanes. And honestly, I just hit the button here. All right. So honestly, we have warmer water than average. That's a big component right there. And then we have the lack of El Nino is a big component. So those are two big components. So you take your average numbers and you say, okay, now the water's hotter and we have no El Nino. What's that going to give you? That's likely going to give you more systems. So, and the Bermuda High has been strong. I don't know enough about the history of the Bermuda High, if it stays strong the whole season, but stronger Bermuda High promotes, obviously, more potential impacts to land on this side. So, all right, what else is cooking? Tampa, St. Pete, Shane. Man, it's coming, man. Look out your window. It's right there, man. Look at this. We have a pretty nasty looking line now entering Spring Hill. And this is where I need to kill my windows because my computer is freaking out right now. Okay, so now we're back. All right. So here we go. Here's the line. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty nasty looking. It's dipping a little farther south. So this secondary wave is coming. Already getting rain in Pasco County. Spring Hill, it's on your doorstep. And as the SPC mentioned, don't rule out an isolated tornado, especially as this comes ashore. There's that. Hey guys, what's up? All right, oh brother, Panda. Well, there's our Johnny Cash. What's up, AJ? My favorite Johnny Cash song is Sunday morning coming down. Because I usually put on my cleanest dirty shirt. Not today though. I got a new one. I had the same color yesterday, but it was raised yesterday. So Auburndale, it's coming close any minute. Virginia rains. Hey, Paul Jeanette. Yep, it's coming your way too. Look at that. You guys are getting hit pretty hard with storms that way. Look at that. You just had a line go through Virginia. Showed this yesterday. We had this diagonal line of another front right now. Carolinas are in for possible storms later as this line develops here a little bit stronger. Daytime heating will possibly enhance these storms to watch. So Eastern Carolina, this is not the system tomorrow everybody's watching. Willie Nelson on Monday, 420. Now that I cut out beer, I might have to start trying a little Willie Nelson music. So I've been on keto for 3 weeks, or not. I'm not really keto. I just trying the no carb thing. So I've had 2 beers in 3 weeks. Drink a lot of whiskey. But I'm down to 237 today. Now I was 254, so that's pretty good. Not bad. But I do miss my beer. And I will make up for it. All right, there you go. All right, so that's a weather update. 3 days here. We got stuff to watch. Yellow, yellow, yellow. So nothing to scoff at. Again, this is the system tomorrow that could get stormy. Again, don't get caught up in hearing this is not Easter outbreak. It only takes one. Hey, Janine, soon. Your timing is actually going to be interesting because the main blob of this thing is basically Big Bend down to possibly northern Manatee. You might just get barely skirted. Some of these rains here might make their way in, but you could just get isolated showers later this morning. Yeah, Brian, you're going to get it. Hey, what's up, Brian? Yeah, you're going to get these big storms in Orlando for sure. And again, Central Florida, the SPC is actually saying the greatest threat for an isolated tornado would be more inland as these things start interacting with shear. Yep, Jim, I know that one. Hey, Frank, good idea, man. Hey, you got your Conehead shirt? Yeah, well, it's almost time, Julio, is that right? Julio? Conehead, yeah, let's show the Conehead shirt. So this is what we call everybody. Here it is, the Conehead. So we came up with this. I didn't come up with it, but hurricane season, we get a lot of people online, and everybody called themselves the Coneheads. So if you're a groupie, and that's what we call ourselves, the Coneheads. So we had a donkey drew up. I got a buddy, Dusty Kemp, that drew that up. So there you go. Wear it proud. Hey, Anthony, not going to be all day, but you know what? Here's the excessive rain map too for tomorrow. I need to mention this. This flooding chances for tomorrow. This is ahead of our next. These systems are fascinating to watch. I used to not really get into weather other than hurricanes, but these systems now are amazing how they pop up. Like the one tomorrow isn't even really there right now. Here it is out here in the Central Plains, but this is what we're dealing with right now. Front and everything ahead of the front is causing the storms, but our next low pressure is starting to ramp up and hasn't even really hit anything yet. And tomorrow it's going to be forming right above the upper Gulf, and then by Monday it's going to be a little bit of a kind of look like a hurricane, but it's not. Here, let's take a look at it. So here it is. There, boom, 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 boom. Put the wind gusts on there. There, you can kind of see it right here, right off of the tip of the Outer Banks. We talk about the Outer Banks all the time. You guys get all the fun. But here you go. You kind of see the low pressure. This is on the Euro, but there you go. You can see it spinning. These are the backdoor fronts. They get spinning. We talked about the wind threat Monday. Definitely. Sunday night. So pretty good wind threat rolling through along the beaches on Monday morning into the afternoon. Charleston 56. Again, these are your wind gusts, and this thing will race on out of here. So it's going to be a windy day Monday along the coast for sure. Monday has been canceled. All right, what else is cooking? Julio. Oh, Juli. Oh, Julio. My conehead buddy. Well, see, my wife's name's Julie. So when I see Jul, I automatically think Julie. Don't tell her I think about her all the time. But so there you go. Integrated, yeah. Cool. Hey, awesome, Brian. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, the shirts, man. Hey, you guys rock, man. I appreciate it. You guys rock. Yeah, so the stimulate. Yeah, I'm waiting on mine too. Whoever mentioned that. So yeah, all right. So let's back to weather. All right. So I'm not gonna ramble on all day. This is what we got to worry about. We got double bubble, big blob, Gulf blob came off of Texas again last night. Kind of formed overnight. So we got initial line. We might have a little secondary line. I don't know if this one's going to lose some punch. Sometimes these front ones cool things down, but there is a secondary blob here behind the first blob that might roll in later this afternoon. So yeah, whoever was asking about an all-day event, quite possibly we could see that in Florida at least. There's other blob starting to get picked up on radar. Here's these little guys, but so there you go. And this sucker here is forming a little bit more to the south. So I expect this to impact Pinellas and possibly Manatee County soon. All right. Timing for Central Florida, maybe an hour or so. I mean, these things are probably moving 30, 40 miles an hour. So figure Orlando's 100 miles from the coast, so maybe 2 more hours. Orlando. Hey, Casper, yeah. And if we got a conehead with a hoodie, we can wear it in Washington. But you've already been there, done that. Hey, thanks on that. Dylan, we're losing our... Yeah, well, there's a lot. This is rough times we're in. For sure. All right, West Palm Beach, Kathy, guess what? This one, I don't know. You guys... I don't know if this sucker's going to actually make it down that far. So this might just be, we saw this 2 days ago. We were talking about this, and it's definitely panned out. Here's a bunch of sounding numbers. All right, so here is your future radar complements of tropical tidbits, and yeah, you can just get some normal. Yesterday we had some sea breeze storms set up along South Florida and move east. You might get a few of those again. Couple hours from now, but the main stuff is going to fizzle out. This is a 16-hour fast forward radar here, the HRRR rapid refresh. It updates every hour. It's a great model, and you can see it right here on my site. HRRR, hyperactive rapid refresh, I think. Oh my goodness, Lisa, you got big storms coming tomorrow, girl. You got to pay attention. So anyway, click on the HRR and it'll show you the next 16 hours. And if it's running, it won't show you. So you go up here to this little time thing and you go back to the last hour and that'll give you the full run. So it updates every hour, which is really cool. And you just get a look at the next 16 hours. And there's going to be some scattered showers later this afternoon across South Florida. Normal stuff, normal summertime stuff, because it is summer now. It is officially summer. We had 90 degrees down in South Florida the last few days. Crazy. And again, the Gulf is bubbling. Hottest ever for this time of year, I believe I read. Here's that rain chances. Look at this. There's some pretty hefty rains coming across. Yesterday I was shocked about the upper Gulf Coast and the drought. And I guess when I hear Louisiana, I just assume Louisiana. Well, the southern parts have not got the rain just a few miles north in all season. These folks just north of the coast has got the big rain. So that we've had high pressure basically dominating us here, and that's been blocking these big rain events. and creating the heat. High pressure is heat. So again, your anomaly map, 3-4 degrees way above normal here in the Gulf. So just one of the factors of systems. All right, what else you guys are saying? Then I'll go. Yeah, I think I will go a little storm chasing. I don't know. Maybe I will. Why not? Thunder in Largo. I wish I had radar scope. Yeah, what's up, Casper? 86, I know. Can you believe that? 86 degrees Gulf temp in some spots. Let's see what we show here. Yeah, there you go. This is 86 down in Naples. That's hot. That's like that's hot already. Even the folks in Carolinas are saying it's warmer than normal. 65, you ain't catching me in that. Marcia, yeah, we had to fill our pool twice. There you go. Jim, great idea. The worst part of washing your car in Florida is the stupid dots. So my trick is I wash the car really quick. I did this the other day. This is how stupid I am. Because I didn't believe my wife. So I washed my car. Used some, spot-free stuff. Still leave spots. So I rushed to the car wash to use the spot-free rinse, and the car washes are closed. Come on, man. So I drove up down Tampa Road fast to dry it off. All right, so Lisa, I remember Lisa, you were asking the birds. Yeah, Jim, big. We just talked about that, but so anyway, tomorrow storm threat. Had a couple folks. If you haven't really paid attention, it's another Sunday, stormy Sunday in the south. They're saying not an Easter-like outbreak, but the chance of tornadoes is definitely there. So it doesn't matter. Don't get caught up on that. Just one tornado can ruin your day. So tomorrow, storm threat begins early on. Morning hours. We'll start to see it set up here across Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and maybe not Oklahoma. I don't know, possibly. But then these things are going to be moving through the night. Unfortunately, we could have overnight tornado watches, and then Monday morning along the East Coast here, we have a threat. So right there. So you got 2 days to worry about. Hey, Lynn, I don't have an iPhone, but I do keep Mike's weather page open. I have my own little app. But I use Radar Scope. It's the coolest radar app. I think I don't even know what they charge. I don't care. It's like $15 a year, but you get some really cool weather information. Radar. And then I still use WeatherBug for daily forecast. They use these rapid refresh type models, so they update pretty quick. I like that. Hey, Scott, high tide. Oh, I don't know about that. We got high tide. I got a tide map over here. I don't really get to. Where is my tide map? I actually have some cool tide maps right here. Okay, so over here, here's your marine forecast map. But I have a U.S. tide chart and then tides for fishing. This is a good link actually. This one, you click on North America. Click on, where do we live? United States. Then you click on Florida. They have Florida East Coast. We're actually the West Coast. I always get confused. Pensacola. Oh, no, we're not Florida West Coast. We're Florida Gulf Coast, I think. Naples. Here we go. Tampa Bay. Let's see. We can go to St. Pete. There you go. St. Pete. And somewhere, let's see, high tide, low tides. There we go. High tide. So here it is. Boom. That took a long time. See, I never use it. I just learned how to use it. AccuWeather, I do use. I think I have that app. Let me look. Now I don't want to lose you guys, but AccuWeather. I think I do. I think I have AccuWeather. I don't know. I have WeatherBug. I click on WeatherBug all the time. But here's the tides, 1:30, 2 o'clock. So and it's a, I don't know, not a huge tide, 2 foot. I don't know if that's higher than normal, but so we'll be having high tide probably right at the peak of some of these storms. Yeah, Shore Acres, I know that, Scott. I do see the news down there. I mean, we have been getting a lot more flooding across areas this year. I mean, theories are the Gulf Stream slowing down a little bit, allowing more tide water to come in. It's fascinating. Again, I've tried to learn that too, but article I read said the Gulf Stream is slowing a little bit, and basically the Gulf Stream pushes water, and if that slows down, it allows more water to creep in. Kind of makes sense, right? I mean, there's places that are getting more high tides than they've used to get high tides, especially, you know. So I don't know what that's from. It makes sense. If the Gulf Stream's slowing down a little bit, water's creeping into Keys northward. All right, hey Chris. Well, you know, DC area, Chris. Listen, I mean, typically you don't. I mean, you don't consider DC as a hurricane hotspot, but you know, we had Sandy. Any storm can curve, you know, and if you look at geography of the Earth or us, you know, fascinating stuff. You know, like for example, with Dorian last year, every storm, this little pocket here, Jacksonville, Brunswick, typically a little more safer than hurricanes because once these things start to turn, they have, you know, hurricanes have a northward pole. Strong hurricanes want to go back north and then back to the east. That's the way the Cornelius effect of the Earth spinning. Everything at the equator wants to curve back up. So when these things start to curve, they usually can curve up into these, you know, Savannah, Charleston, boom, boom, boom. For them to actually curve, you know, into the DC area, it would be almost like you know, direct hit. Just not as likely. Not to say it can't happen. You know, with Sandy, we had a high pressure up here. In Florence last year, or 2 years ago, we had a high pressure that actually made our system go south a little bit. So it's not unheard of. It's just, you know, and it's, you know, usually the system's starting to weaken a little bit when they go farther north. But usually they curve out. But not saying you never could get one. It's just the physics behind it are very, and you know, it's a lot of things like Tampa. I mean, you know, we've had Charlie curve. All these, you know, usually they curve. I mean, usually a front will come down. These things ride around the high pressure area, and get going. You know, but you know, Irma bounced along Cuba, curved up, kind of went through. You know, so there's a lot of influences, but never let your guard down. It's just, I wouldn't be as worried as if you lived along more of the southeast here. There you go, AJ. I don't like to say Cornholio. What was Beavis and Butthead? There you go, Michelle. Great. Hey, it works. All right, what else you guys are saying? Yeah. I think Michelle. Yeah, well, I got a cool Gulfstream map actually. You can look at it right here. This is cool. This is live. Look at that. That's the live currents. Here's a loop eddy getting going. This is your Gulfstream. It's really awesome. This is the flow of the ocean, the Gulf Stream, and we have these loop eddies, which are fascinating. These little suckers are fuelers for hurricanes, and we had one at Harvey. They're saying we had one for Katrina. We definitely had a little bit for Michael, tapped into it. It's like a river. You know, the Mississippi River, you get these little break offs and you get a new current. Well, these little breaks end up moving kind of around the Gulf, but they'll spin. They're actually warm rivers of spinning water in the Gulf that are warmer than the rest of the Gulf, and these are like fuel for hurricanes. Fascinating. So if a hurricane gets over one of these little loop eddies, they get extra fuel, and you can see these sometimes looking at these heat potential maps. Holy cow, that sucker zoomed in. Can't really see it yet, but these heat potential maps will once they get going. This is the water depth. They'll show you how hot the water goes, because you know they warn you sea surface temperature isn't everything. It's how deep the water goes. So even though your water's hotter than normal, your actual sea temperature depth warmth is not that warm yet. So that's another ingredient, because when these storms they have upwelling and start pulling up cooler water, it helps choke hurricanes. So eventually they start to weaken. But when they have a lot of hot water, like we saw with Dorian, it's just endless fuel, man. These suckers, and that's why you don't want to see hot water, because hot water helps fuel storms. Carl, you're correct. It did not curve to that extent. I mean, yeah, you can't always. I mean, you're correct. They don't. Well, that's it. They all do their own little thing. Like I said, Florence. I mean, Harvey wiggled itself into Texas. Irma bounced south all along Cuba, and then so. That's why each storm is a unique animal. All right, let's take a look at radar real quick, and then we'll roll, because I get rambling on. I forget who I'm talking to. Hey, Tasha, thank you there. Yeah, there you go, April. Yeah, hey, I'm no climate guy, that's for sure. I believe there's a lot more out there than we'll ever know. I just look at now. Hey, what's up, Bonnie? Good morning to you. Rita, there you go, Casper. Yeah, well, hey, the loop eddies are a new phenomenon too. I mean, I think this is just something they're really discovering thanks to satellites. I mean, satellites are picking up more and more stuff. The Saharan air layer. Now we have great aerosol maps from NOAA satellites that definitely, I mean, it shows you the dust in the atmosphere. It's such a high resolution map. I don't know if I'll be able to see one here or not, but we can take a look. Sunshine's out in the Atlantic, so let's see. Sometimes the geocolor maps, this is the big one. Holy cow. I don't know if I can even put this on my screen. That's a sucker. That's big. All right, so let's go. Well, there you go. All right. So that's this. This is the map we look at. And currently, there's really not an outbreak. I showed you yesterday. This is more because I can't put my mouse over it, but right above Central America. Well, a lot of this brightness across South America is the sun. Actually, sometimes you can actually see the reflection on that satellite, but current dust is not that strong. That's why we're not seeing any. Got a good map here from my buddy Mike Clay, Bay News 9. There you go. There's really no saddle in the Atlantic right now, so can't see it. They got some good graphics. Definitely, I use a lot of them. So here's a good IR satellite. There's the front coming in, animated, coming in. All right, what else is cooking? Hey, Dennis Harvey. Hey, thanks, buddy, being a supporter. We got a good group, man. Love it, guys. Just got a few people. I'll keep talking. There's nothing to do today. Let's look at the radar. I want to see where the storm's at first. See if I have to go storm chasing or not. See if we got any outlooks. So you always go to National Weather Service map. Like if you want to know what's cooking for your area, click on this little map. You can click on your Tampa Bay area. We can see if there's any warnings or watches. Right now we just have a marine warning. And there is a second. See the secondary line? Some of the models last night were showing this thing weaken as it came across, but I don't think it's going to happen because things are hot right now. But there's that secondary line starting to get juicy. So Pinellas County, this will be coming your way. This will be pretty hefty. But there's no watches to worry about right now. So, hey Julie, nice flower. Hey, you hear Ryan? You hear thunder? I know. I'd love to drive out of the causeway, but it's closed. The beach is closed, but the path everybody runs at is not closed, so it looks like 19 rush hour because you got bazillion people running on the trail, but the beach isn't open 2 feet away. Hey Joe, yeah, the year there's a lot of hurricane lot of tropical model maps, but the Euro typically is the best. But there's been times that the GFS is better, and I'm starting to like the Yukon, Icon models a little, getting interested. The Canadian model, the CMC GEM now, it's gotten a lot better. Believe it or not, it doesn't do knee jerk reactions on April. I go fly kite. But the Canadian model is getting a little better. The UK model is pretty good. So I'll look at a lot of them, and that's just what I do. I'll put them all out there and let you guys. What's cooking? Hey, Aaron, you're going to get stormy weather in the morning in Charleston for sure. Monday morning, early Monday morning, maybe like overnight, dark hours. So pay attention. Pay attention along the East Coast tomorrow. You have storm threats coming. This is tomorrow. This is more the morning. Could be overnight. Could be into the early hours of the AM. So there's that. Fish the Bay, probably not. I don't know. Hey, Rocks. Yeah, I've been doing these. I don't know why, because I'm bored, I guess. Still officially a month or so from hurricane season, but hey, what the heck. Happy to get ABC back on board to help support Sparks Energy. Been doing it a long time, and of course I got a lot of little mom and pop companies, some big companies that throw in a little bit. I keep them all over here. Hurricane Step Gear signed up this year. Look at that. They got a 10% coupon for their equipment. Just mentioning Mike's weather page. So there you go. Roof safety equipment. As my internet is begging me to slow down. All right, anything going on? Panama City tomorrow, Jennifer. Yeah, you guys listen. Tomorrow. Listen, you're right on the edge of enhanced. I mean, I don't know if people are. I think because of the outbreak last weekend, people had enough of tornadoes and stormy weather. But here we go. This is tomorrow's map for tomorrow, and even the tornado map, hatched area, doesn't mean you're going to get them. It just means the conditions are going to be there for, this warm Gulf is going to fuel ahead of our low pressure system. And I've seen a lot of reputable Mets yesterday talking like, oh, this is not going to be Easter. This is not going to be Easter. But it doesn't matter. It only takes one. I mean, this is like hurricanes, right? Don't care if there's one hurricane. We could have one hurricane this year. People would call a season a bust, but if it was a Hurricane Michael, it's not a bust to the folks up in the south here that got panhandle northward, And people forget, when I was driving home from Talladega, the cotton fields and pecan trees, I mean, this Michael affected people way north of the state line. I mean, it was into Georgia, Alabama, even Carolinas. So just pay attention tomorrow. This is developing tomorrow. Kimberly, Brunswick, yeah, you're right on the edge too. Listen, this system's different. See, last weekend's system was pulling northward, and we had a lot of shears. That's kind of how they predicted the outbreak. But this system's being blocked. We actually have a low pressure up here, which is producing winter weather. Look at this. What happened there? It didn't refresh. Oh, that was an old one. But anyway, that was last night. You can see, well, that's because the frost and freeze is over. But we had frost and freeze and a lot of snow, winter warnings across the north. That's because we have basically a low pressure system up here, a little high. So it's being blocked. So this low pressure tomorrow is going to scoot across the south more. Last week's kind of went up. So this one's going to give a little more chances to lower southeast tomorrow. So yeah, Gainesville northward. Watch it. All right. What else? Ruskin, yeah, you're going to get some rain, Katie. Coming. Look at this secondary line is forming out there in the Gulf, and we got another batch right behind it. This is what we're watching now. There's this. Oh, look at that. See this right here? Boom. That kind of just formed right here. So this is going to be coming later. See, look like we were going to get anything. Look, then all of a sudden, boom, it just kind of formed. Then we're getting little popcorn storms down here. So They might have to extend there, and I just heard thunder too. But now we got a secondary line behind it, and this one it's going to be hard to tell because it's getting blocked. Like what these radars, these storms are so big that it's blocking the radar through the storm. So this is not accurate. We don't really know yet how big this little pocket of rain is yet. But you get an idea sometimes looking at satellite. You can look at IR satellite. This is the initial line. Here's a secondary line. You can see it bubbling a little bit of convection. So, we could get a surprise secondary line later today. There might be just enough break here to warm things back up and have this come across Central Florida again. So, hey, Dennis Harvey, what's up? Jacksonville, listen, you're like right on the edge. You're gonna get some popcorn storms, no doubt. These little guys are. You're not gonna get that heavy rain event like we're gonna probably see across Central Florida today, which we need. You're gonna get an isolated storm. It's right on the edge. You're right on the edge of. But there are storms popping up now across the upper Panhandle. So you got some coming. Definitely got some coming up in Jacksonville. And with this, with the sunshine, they could be severe. So they might have to update their map. Here, here's the SPC map. So yeah. Hope that made sense. This is a surprise. Hey, what's up, Natalie? Yeah, Morehead City. You're gonna get storms Monday, early Monday, late Sunday, early Monday. Where's Louis, Michael? He's sleeping. But I've been on a long time. I showed him earlier. St. Augustine, you heard thunder. Yes. This is a fascinating. It's not a big deal. I mean, if we have a tornado, it's big. But I will admit, we had a fire last night, and I had a few drinks, so I didn't check the weather when I went to bed. And when I woke up this morning, I saw the satellite, and I'm like, whoa, that wasn't predicted last night. Well, it was predicted. The Storm Prediction Center, they rock. Sometimes they bust, sometimes they don't, but they showed it. So anyway, all right. Putnam County. Where the heck's Putnam County? I'll be serious. I don't know. I know where. I think that's up in the. Just want to make sure. That's what I thought. Palatka. I just drove through Palatka on the way home from St. Augustine. I don't know. You got a shot. Severe storms. All this stuff. They're mentioning that we could get an isolated tornado, especially Central Florida. So you just got to watch the line. Just like last weekend. Just got to watch the line. Just got to watch your radar. Just see where these things are forming. There you go. Inching closer here. And then, like I said, we got a secondary system line possibly out here. And then, this is a whole frontal boundary. Look at this right here. Boom. Not meaning to not talk about you guys up here. But there's a little skinny line rolling through Raleigh. I'm not even going to say Raleigh. I screwed up for 10 years. Raleigh. There you go. I might have learned something. Hey, you're hearing thunder, Richard. Yeah, man. But yeah, this little line. So, Storm Prediction Center showing this, Eastern Carolina, these things could get a little rocky later today. And then tomorrow, this is now. Whoever just asked, this is now. So if you're just tuning in, listen, we got, two weather events going on. We got now, and then we got tomorrow into Monday. This is separate than what we're going to see tomorrow. This is what we're going to see tomorrow hasn't even formed yet. It's a low pressure out there that's racing across the plains. And we could have some severe weather tomorrow develop across the upper Gulf. Hey, Kathy Vantoff. Got a friend over from Daytona. What's cooking? All right, anything else going on? Palatka. Yeah, there you go, Peggy. Gotcha. Hey, thank you, Betsy. Yeah, time to pick up things that might fly around. Little dogs, little children. Oh, my God. That's cool. Time frame to hit Orlando. Kathy, probably another hour and a half, hour maybe. They're coming across pretty quick. Um, they're racing. Look at that. You got, I mean, the heavy stuff within an hour. It's going to start drizzling soon. It's raining in Claremont now. But this is a pretty hefty line. It's coming. Tomorrow, the storms in Florida. Not. Well, there's two parts of Florida: Panhandle and Peninsula. Peninsula of Florida, Gainesville South, very little. The heavy stuff's going to be in the Panhandle. St. Augustine, same deal. We got these little storms rolling across. You're kind of in the same boat as Jacksonville. It's going to be hit or miss for you guys. These little suckers are going to be here and gone quick. So, the secondary blob we're watching out here. So, we're definitely going to get more. I bet you there's going to be a lot of busted forecasts today with rain. All right, so hurricane season. I agree with everybody's predictions so far as above average. Not to be a fear monger, but I went over that a little bit earlier. So, yeah, thunder. We haven't heard thunder in a long time. Pretty exciting. Gulf breeze. Just spotty up that way. Biloxi, Mississippi tomorrow. You know, I worry about everybody asking about tomorrow because, we got a hatched area right here, Biloxi. Hatched areas usually mean there's a chance for tornadoes. Large hail. I hate hail. Oh my God, Sandy, you're in Toronto. There you go. Hey, try to entertain. So yeah, tornadoes tomorrow, hail, big winds. This is tomorrow. So this is their tornado outlook. This isn't a wind. This is their tornado graphic. Wind outlet. There's your wind outlook. Strong winds tomorrow, racing across. Hail, pretty significant hail numbers for that far south. Usually, we don't see hail central Gulf like that. So, big hail, big wind tomorrow. Hey, Philip, what's cooking? Yeah, it's coming, Mirtha. What's up, April? Nah, excited, I know. I can't. I just heard a big one. Yeah, you can't say you're excited about hurricanes. There's a lot of people, man, live through these things. And until you do, So, I do get, I don't know what it is about the season. I mean, I've shared the story before. Waking up to, oh yeah, somebody sent me this girl singing. I was trying to learn guitars. That's why I got all this music. And check this out. I was watching an old Darlington race. And they got actual, this is in 4K, man, 1973. Look at that. So I thought I'd be a guitar player, but that ain't working out because I haven't even dug it out of the garage yet. But but if we do Weather Channel classics, I would wake up in the morning, and let's see if I can see. We do classic hurricane coverage. I don't know. So as a kid, I would wake up every morning and could not wait to see the hurricane track on the Weather Channel. And there's really there's an old one. This is 2003, but I don't know, man. As a kid, I just got so, I don't know if it was excitement or fear or just what if, but I just remember waking up in the mornings and first thing I would do is turn on the Weather Channel and look at the updated hurricane track. And yeah, I got excited when it got close to us. I don't know why. I remember Hurricane Elena, Labor Day. Remember that wind and Halley, we had family down and they got scared and went back home, and that sucker just spun out there for days, and I was only, probably 10. Charlie was the birth of Mike's Weather Page, 2004, because we were living in Pasco County. Hey, Barbara, Bermuda Barbara. And I could not find any weather maps online, so I was going to college and was learning HTML. So I put me together a page called Mike's Weather Page. It was basically, I hear rain. It was basically graphs, Wayback Machine. All right, so we got this we can do. The Wayback, see, I've showed this last year, but it is kind of fun to look back. Let me see. Actually, my first one wasn't even, I didn't have the domain name. It was just tied into my racing page that I had. Let's see, 2000, it didn't come up there. Let me try HTML. There it is, 2006. So we can look at some of the snapshot images on, you can look at old websites called Wayback Machine. So here's one, 2005. So this is what the original page looked like. And I just wanted to have graphics for me to look at. So I had spaghetti models, strike probabilities, wind probability. This was Wilma, Hurricane Wilma. Hey, Brandy, cool. Yeah, so there's the birth of Mike's Weather Page. This was 2005 website. This was my 2005 website. And it doesn't really look much different than today. Just I got more stuff. I have the same color. Look at that. I've kept the same blue. That's pretty neat. I got kind of the same. I changed the title this year. Look at that. I added my new logo. This is an official logo. And then I added the donkey, in case you haven't noticed. So there's a donkey. That way if anybody says, oh yeah, we know that website. There, you click on the donkey and you can get a shirt. I'm a marketing. You got to throw a little sales pitch out there, right? The birth. Wayback Machine. I'm the birth. All right, so stay safe out there. We got 3 days. You know, if you're living in the Panhandle, in the Upper Gulf, you got good chance for some strong storms tomorrow. So spread the word on that. I don't think enough people are paying attention to that tomorrow's storm threat. And then, of course, today, Eastern Carolina into Florida. We're watching. And we can go to Storm Center. Look at it. All right, so check this out. You got to go to Storm Prediction Center, and we can get updated MDs, they call it, mesoscale discussions. See, mesoscale. There's no discussions right now, so they're not worried about anything right now. That's good. Just a strong thunderstorm line rolling in. So Pinellas County, Orlando, you're going to get it soon. There's our secondary line. Look at that little bad boy here. We're going to get some rain training. Good thing I cleaned those gutters out, right? Hey, Christy. Thank you. I don't know. I'll ask her. I think. Maybe. Hey, there you go, Martha. Is it 15 years old now? Wow. Doing it a long time. Yep. For sure. I love it. The Facebook has been a fun expansion of Mike's Weather Page. Used to only have the page. Then Facebook came around. I think it was 2009 or 8 I started the Facebook. And a lot of people only get the forecasts from Facebook, which is fine. Because I got supporters now, which I love. And if you want to be a Facebook supporter, great. If you don't, that's fine. I don't share any good stuff only to supporters as far as safety goes. So everybody's always worried about that. So when I pump the supporter thing, thank you, Christy. I'll let you know if I do, if she does. Yeah, everybody's, you got to be a supporter to get. No, I'm not going to do that. So we're going to do our lives, you know. The only thing we might do is do some drunk donkey with Phil after hours stuff for fun. We've done that before. So I'll do a little extra. But, you know, it's cool. It makes the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours I spend on Facebook cool to get some supporters. So that's cool. But yeah, this thing. So let me tell you a story about this whole thing. You're a nurse, Christy, but so my mom, great mom, she's the best. I love her to death. Well, she's dealing with COPD, and she's 80, and she had to go to the hospital. because she's having a hard time breathing. Um, and we can't go see her. And I understand, but it's very hard on my dad because she's been there 4 or 5 days now and no visitors. And, you know, I get it, but man, I mean, telling that to an 82-year-old that can't go see his wife, I mean, he is at the verge of going insane. Like, I don't think he'd go crazy, but he wants to go see his wife, you know, and I feel so sorry for him. I mean, I miss my mom too. I just talked to her, but you know, she sounds good, but man, it is because of because of what's going on with coronavirus. I understand it. It's just everybody's got a story going on with this whole thing, and that's ours. Is luckily she didn't have it. They tested her, but you know, man, you can't go see mama. I talk to her every day, man. Yeah, it sucks, man. And God forbid anything happens to her in the hospital, man. That would be devastating on my dad. Is not being able to see her, you know. But I make a point to have coffee with him every other day, and call him every day almost. So you know, that's all. So I don't even throw it. Sad stuff. But I saw a nurse, and I thought of you guys because you guys are living through this too, man, and it's rough. Publix is rough. Everybody's rough. I still don't get Walmart though. I'm still frustrated. I'm frustrated on what's essential and what's not with these Walmarts. You know, I go to the local Walmart. And there's a million people inside Walmart. I mean, it's like a zoo. You know, and they're the ones that are going to come out smelling rosy on this because they're selling. You know, Target, all these big department stores are still open. And all small mom and pop shops shut down. And you know, I'd be frustrated if I sold the same stuff that Walmart sold and I had a little store. You know, and they're making all the profits because they're open. They should have. You know, everything's been done in steps. My opinion is they should, if they're going to do all these masks and they should have done it from the get-go. There should have been a plan in place. Boom. Not essential items are roped off, you know, to make it fair to the ones that aren't being allowed to sell. I mean, the masks, they should have done right away. Everything's just done in slow steps, you know. But anyway. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So everything's good. All right. So storms are coming. Be safe. Thanks for all the support on Mom. Yeah, man, it's gonna suck. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to prepare myself for the day that she does pass and have no regrets. But she was like my number one fan. You know, it's gonna be so hard to. Your mom's brag about you. Anyway. All right, so enjoy your storm chasing, guys and girls. I'm going to go. Maybe I'll go storm chase. I don't know. I hear thunder. I don't want to feel like getting wet today, but I'll be posting the updates here for tomorrow, and stay safe in the upper Gulf. And we'll see what happens. All right. Cool. Any more questions? Buzzkiller. I know, Ryan. Well, you know. Life's not all rosy. I did joke around earlier. Look at this. We got a little eyeball forming right here. So, yeah, definitely get some big storms there upper Pasco northward. And again, we got a secondary line out here forming. So I'm going to be watching this all day. So, all right. Cool beans, man. Well, Ryan, you know, 99% of the time, we're all pretty cool. But I just had to share a story, you know. But I'm back to myself, so it's all good. All right. Hey, Robert. Yeah, no, Telford, you got that right. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird because we're getting this line of rain now ahead of the. Sometimes these things lose the punch once they get ashore. So definitely not losing any. But we got a hefty little line still forming out there in the Gulf with the secondary blob out here. This little guy here might pop. You can always look at the satellite and see what kind of shape. All right, it's cool. All right, it's pretty cool. All right, that's it. I don't know. Any more questions? 3 days of weather to watch here, and then we'll see what the next storm brings. Yeah, Louis doing good. He's curled up. Louis, want to come over here? Come here. Come here. He's looking at me with one eye. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So this is what I learned about Louis, at least. So you put the idea in his head, and then he'll think about it for a little bit. Then he'll get a little spark of energy, and he'll pop over here. Come here. He's just giving me that FU look. All right, cool. Hey, Connie, yeah, the Panhandle, you guys are just getting spotty stuff, man. It's going to be very isolated. But I tell you, man, I'm a psychic. Now he's snorting, and he's walking this way. Come here, buddy. All right, you proved me right. Look, he just woke up from his nap. Get his tag right. Make sure you can see Louie. There you go. Say hi to everybody. Everybody want to say goodbye to you. Look in the camera right there. Whoops, don't fall over. Yeah, hey Telford. I know, man. Thank you, Cindy. Look, Louie. Look, there you go, buddy. Oh, you like that puppy? You like that puppy? It's raining pretty good now. There's Louie. He's the man. He's the man. He's on Instagram. Hurricane Louie. They featured him on the cover of Talladega's brochure. I had an Easter picture with him. I don't know if you got to see that or not. Let me show you that real quick. Let me show you what we did for him. No, not Easter. This was just yesterday. Let me see photos. Let me show you. And I got to show you something funny too. All right, so here we go. Here's Louie the other day. So I bought him a... there's Louie. I'll leave it up there. Y'all can laugh. So I had to buy a Adirondack chair from Amazon for a doll. I was so excited when it came. Because I wanted Louie to hang out in the pool with us, So he actually sat there. He was a little mad about it. But he sat there, and he was a good boy. So there you go. That was fun. And then I did this funny video I had to show you yesterday. Practicing softball. Luckily, our parks are open here. But I did this funny video with Emily and her friend Nessa here. So there's Emily hitting, and she's fielding her own ball, and then she's throwing it to first. So that was all staged, obviously. I don't have 3 Emilys. But I called that social distancing softball. Keeping her in shape. All right, cool, man. All right, well, I need to roll, I guess. We're losing people by the hundreds. So thank you for tuning in. Stay safe. This is pretty nasty looking line of storms out there. And we got these little popcorn storms all the way from New Orleans drifting through the day. By tonight, most of it will be gone. So this little line, we're going to have normal, some of those showers we saw yesterday develop down here in the sea breeze probably and push lower Florida there. This line is just going to go east. Some of it might end up turning south to Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale area, but this little line will be interesting to watch, see what kind of action we get. So we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, be good. I enjoyed it. We'll do it again maybe tomorrow. So happy Saturday. Now I got to finish my cold coffee from my Princess Cup. We'll see you next time. Thank you guys. Bye.